Welcome to Reflections. If you're into motorsport, track cars and engineering, then this is for you. I want to focus today on karting in this conversation, but I think we should first cover the origins of Weekend Toys and how it all began.
Darren's given me the opportunity to ask himself, Mark, and Gaz some questions. So let's get straight into it, shall we? I'm going to enjoy this. How did it begin?
Summer of 2007, I bought a Renault 5, which was to be my weekend toy. This gave us the idea to start Weekend Toys, a group of guys building things and having a laugh, in a generation where Jackass was all the rage and we were chasing fame on the still emerging platform better known as YouTube.
Mr. Pyrotechnic.
Did we call this one Big Bertha? The other one Big Bertha.
Well, I think we called them all Big Bertha. They just kept getting bigger.
Darren, you haven't changed much apart from the scar on your head.
I don't know. I think I'm a bit fatter now. I look a bit more plump these days.
I think we're all a bit fatter.
Where did the spud gun idea come from?
Well, we literally just saw them online, didn't we? On YouTube, because that was all the thing at the time. So we thought, you know what, we're going to go down to the DIY shop, buy a load of polypipe, glue it all together. The main fuel source was hairspray. So we thought, right, let's go buy some hairspray. And I think the first one we set up was that we used one of those long lighters like that you've used to light your tea lighters, didn't you? We just shoved that in a grommet in the back of the plastic.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah, that was on the back of the polypipe. And we just used to click it until it went off.
I seem to remember nitro fuel as well. Didn't you put that green nitro fuel stuff in them at one point?
Yeah, we thought radio controlled car nitro fuel would benefit us by giving it a bigger boom, but I don't think it actually did.
I think you need compression to ignite it.
It still works to a degree.
Nitro fuel is not oil. It's not a fuel of sorts, for obviously that type of combustion.
I seem to recall this one winding up in a visit from the police on suspicion of terrorism because people were hearing a lot of loud bangs.
Yeah, they just got better and better as they went on.
So Mark, can you talk us through how this one works?
I don't think it actually ever worked.
It did.
I
took it to the Isle of Grain.
I built it because I thought I want to build the biggest spud gun I can with the bits that I had, and obviously the polypipe was all new. I bought that from the plumbing supplies. I had a bit of NDS, so I cut it into triangles and put the big holes in it to put it all together. And I just thought, that'd be great. Bigger's better. But the combustion chamber was just way too big. That white box you can see there is the ignition from an old cooker. So it was also controlled by a radio-controlled car receiver and servo.
I think that's because we didn't want to be anywhere near it when it went off.
Yeah, because if that's a thing that size with that much hairspray in it, if that were to explode, you'd get very it wouldn't be good. You'd probably get an injury from that. That rubber band on the top of the barrel, that white band is actually holding the battery pack up. It was all primitive, all like bodge jobs, but yeah.
Scream on Tour was another one of our things.
Hang on a minute.
So Scream going around anywhere he could go around and get his photo taken, whether it be on roller coasters or with policemen, or I seem to remember street actors in London as well.
Where did he end up? He ended up on the roof of a car at one point.
Yeah.
On private land.
Also ended up on a firework, I seem to remember. This was the Scream mask attached to a firework, coming immediately back down into a neighbour's garden.
What car projects did you have?
We had some car projects, such as attempting to build buggies and pickups by cutting perfectly working cars to bits. Always ended in failure once we became bored with the project. So why was you rolling the car over onto its side?
We did that because we didn't have an engine hoist. We rolled it on its side so we can basically get the engine and running gear out easily. Did we actually drain the fluids off it first? I can't remember now.
Probably not. I could see some fluid on the ground.
Yeah, because there's a puddle there. See the Yeah, there's a puddle there, so I'm sure we did badly, but yeah.
So then sort of just unbolted it all from underneath, popped it back on its wheels, and just lifted the chassis off over it. Okay.
How much did we buy that for? Was it like £600?
Yeah, and do you remember I towed it back, didn't I? But I think I was going a bit quick.
Yeah, I was driving the roller. You were going a little bit too quick, so I was on the brakes, just trying to keep the tow cable taut or tight. And by the time we got to where it was headed, this place, it was smoking. You could smell the brakes; they were cooked.
I tell you, this gives you an indication. Then that T-shirt that I'm wearing is here, and I had it printed with how old I was.
18. Finally. It was good fun just taking the engine out, to be honest.
And what was we going to build with it, Mark? What was the actual idea?
Well, we were going to build a buggy, like an off-road buggy, because Brad had like 2 lengths of rusty box section in his garden. So we thought, we'll turn that into a buggy. So we thought, buy a car. So we looked on whatever it was at the time online and found this for sale. So.
And was it going to be front engine or rear engine?
It was going to be rear engine in the buggy, yeah.
I seem to remember you was going to do something with the transmission linkage, so you was going to run it the wrong way forwards to the front. I don't know if selecting gears would have been back to front or not, but
yeah, we would have had to jury-rig some sort of levering system to push it in the other direction. But yeah.
And Gaz, where did the car end up?
In the heaven in the sky, if I remember rightly.
Down the scrapyard.
Don't ask me how it got there.
Okay, so that was that one. Then another brilliant idea with a Vauxhall Corsa B, which we felt would look a lot better as a pickup truck. Do you remember this? Right, we was going to cut the roof off with this, and I think we must have spent about half hour trying to start this little petrol cutter.
That's right. We struggled to start it, didn't we? I remember that. Be a good thing that didn't start. Actually, that would have been dangerous in the hands of Chris and Brad.
As I say, it seemed a pretty pointless move anyway, because surely the angle grinder would have been the most accurate tool to do the job. Yeah, so Chris had removed the boot, and I think didn't he have to cut? I think he was trying to cut the bottom section off without breaking the glass, and the glass genuinely didn't break until a few minutes afterwards as we was walking past it.
That's right, because he was trying to put the tailgate back on.
There's the kiddie. Glass in his finger.
I like that he just happened to have a medikit in the back of his car, like this always happens.
The best thing that clip is your reaction.
Yeah, I think I was freaking out a bit.
Yeah, you were like in a panicked, hysterical laughter.
I think this is where we realised it's still past it.
Who gave him an angle?
I remember those alloys as well. The alloys ended up in my garage for some reason. I can't remember how.
They ended up on the Clio, didn't they? On Gaz's Clio.
That's it, yeah. Because
I don't think they actually fit. I think they're the wrong PCB, but they're just sort of wedged on somehow.
After I took a little excursion.
Yeah, was that when you jumped
went
off car over a roundabout?
Maybe.
They were the only alloys that I've ever seen rust, which makes me think there weren't a lot of alloy in them. Do you remember they had surface rust on them at one point?
I don't remember that.
What not to do?
Yeah, that looks quite dangerous, actually. Didn't even take the plastic out. It was just cutting the metal away. Plastic's still there.
The fuel tank didn't come out either.
I'm surprised nothing caught fire, to be honest.
That's what I mean. The fuel tank was still in there.
At least he's wearing safety glasses.
Yeah, no gloves, just the glasses.
Yeah, just the glasses. No gloves, no mask, no rear defenders, just glasses. Oh, those rear lights as well. Did we get those from like Motor World or something, or whatever it was called back then?
I think they were actually Halfords, weren't they? I think Brad suddenly had some cash, and we went on a bit of a shopping spree, and just bought loads of sort of 90s boy racer tat, really.
Basically, most of what he bought that time, he ended up in the scrap heap anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Except the alloys, we kept them. Right, off it
There he
comes.
goes. I'd love how Steve, that's his name, isn't it, Steve? I'm really bad with names.
Steve, yeah.
People I haven't seen in a long time. I forget your name.
DJ Steve.
I just found it hilarious that Steve just popped up every now and then, just literally used to just laugh at us. What are you up to now?
I would argue that
That's
looked
a
good.
That is a good look.
It is. It did suit it. If only we would finish
That
it.
angle's better.
Looks like a van.
Imagine that with a little cage in the back, all smoothed off nicely.
Motorcycle engine. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, high booster in the back of it. Job done.
How did the transition into motorsport occur?
So myself, Mark and Gaz progressed Weekend Toys into motorsport. We all had a shared interest in this. I suppose we grew up in the era of Colin McRae, Richard Burns, and British touring cars, super touring cars. Mark, what were you into growing up? I'm looking for like a Car is Born Scrap Heat Challenge.
Oh, TV shows. You didn't specify that. No, yeah. So I used to watch A Kit Car is Born, A Car is Born,
Wheelie
stuff like
Dealers.
that. Scrap Heat Challenge was a big one. I used to come home from school and watch Scrap Heat Challenge like it was a religion. But yeah, just all those types of shows to do with building stuff from nothing, or restoring like a car, or building a car from scratch.
We've got a number of race circuits within sort of 20 minutes to an hour from us.
Buckmore being the closest, Brands, and then Bayford, then Liddon.
Mark, didn't you and Gaz used to work at Buckmore as marshals?
Yeah,
oh wow,
we
that's
did.
going back. That was 2005,
Yeah.
6. Oh, Mark was top. Mark was top marshal because he saved someone after they broke their leg.
Did you?
I think the guy's name was Simon.
Was it Simon? I can't remember his name now. He was training me up on the bottom corner, or the bottom section, right in the middle, and there was an uncovered drain. And as he stepped back, his foot went into the drain, and he went straight into it, and it twisted his knee. It kind of did some damage. So I had to call on the radio. I just said, stop the race. Had an injury. One of the marshals has been injured. To get the medic over.
So you effectively red flagged a race. I'm quite impressed with that. So I used to do some work at Brands Hatch with a company called Rapid Results. We was looking after the equipment that printed all the timing sheets. So I got some quite good experiences there. I remember going up on top of the media tower and seeing the super bikes. You could see like the whole circuit from up there. Remember meeting Nigel Mansell down in the bottom of the media tower. Used to be pretty handy as well because it meant we could get like VIP tickets into Brands whenever we wanted them.
I've met Mansell.
Have you? Oh yeah, you met him at Autosport, didn't you?
I've got a photograph of me and Mansell.
That's right. Yeah. I met Mel C, but didn't realise it. I had VIP lunch with Mel C, sat right next to her, didn't realise until we left, really. I've even got a good picture of her sitting on my colleague's lap.
Who's slightly jealous there? Hang on a minute.
Anyway, so we'll move up to
I'm just going to show you a picture of the legend of motorsport.
He's not with us anymore, is he?
Murray Walker? No. God bless his soul.
So our weekends quickly became consumed with karting at Buckmore Park mainly. It's a little and large there. You two are always quicker than me.
Well, that's because you were too busy going sideways.
Yeah, there was that. Yeah, and I think I've got a bit more tummy than everyone else as well. Look, I'm actually leading there because you two weren't there on that one.
Here you are.
Ah, Miz got that race suit now.
He has. I remember him using it in our soapbox events. Yeah, there's
There's the sideways.
up your thing about sideways there, guys. Not so much pics as you guys, actually.
Yeah.
Hey!
Sometimes
Yeah,
Very, very
sideways.
focused there.
Yeah, that's a very, very demanding corner, that one, isn't it? It's right at the bottom of the hill.
Gaz looks a bit more chilled out on it, I'd say.
Did you use Ribtex back then, Gareth?
There I did. Then they got uncomfortable, and then I didn't bother.
Yeah, you stopped for a while, didn't you? Yeah, I could not wear one. I needed to.
Don't even wear them now.
I should have a rib.
I needed to wear one. It was too uncomfortable riding the car without them.
Shall we see if we can still get into all this gear? So the idea of the Ribtech was that the kart seats, because you've got no suspension or anything to really soak up any of the blow, you'd just take it all to your ribs, wouldn't you? And although it was very good of them to supply them, Buckmore Park's Ribtechs were absolutely awful, wouldn't they? They would always end up cutting into the underside of your arms, and they were horrible. So we all had to buy our own. Did you guys ever have Ribtechs? I don't think you did you?
I never got around to buying one in the end.
I never bought one.
God, it still just fits. I'm actually quite intrigued to see if the race suit will go on now. That'd be like sod the scales. This is how you know how much weight you've put on.
Yeah.
This is
Bring a beard, Gareth.
this is the bit that will tell us. Look, it still does up. Does this go across? I'm in. I'm good to go. I like it.
Remember
I'm
that
quite
black
chuffed
race
with
that
that.
I bought?
I can quit the diet now. I'm obviously all right.
I do have Nick Hamilton's race suit from the 2021 British Touring Car season, which I was Nick's tyre engineer for.
Can't you hold it up and show the camera?
What's that?
This
Wearing
the
it.
suit.
I can do that. Yeah,
I meant the actual suit. Where is it?
I'm wearing it.
Oh yeah, cool. I'm sorry. But I'm quite impressed
What?
that you are the same size.
He sleeps
You should
in it
wear
and
that
everything.
kart. We should all go karting, guys. You should wear that. Be an imposter. Just pretend you're him.
We'll just call him Hamilton from now on.
Fits really well. I like it.
Complimentary race boots to go with them too.
Yeah. I saw something today, actually. I don't know if you've seen it. James Hunt used to cut the ends off of his race boots because his feet were so long, they didn't fit with his boots on into the front of the F1 car. So he used to just cut the toes off of his race boots. That was quite good.
I start doing that. I've got big feet.
Another very concentrating one there, Mark.
Yeah, that's going up towards
That's
the
better
straight,
one.
isn't it? I always
Yeah.
ride tucked down there. I don't know why. Aerodynamics, maybe.
A little bit sideways there, Gaz.
Yep, I've got that race suit. Still got the crash helmet and the goggles.
A little bit sideways, a lot sideways. A little bit sideways, a lot sideways. Quite like
There
that.
you go. You're going in a straight line now.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's Mark.
No, the one before.
Oh yeah. Perhaps I was slowing down.
Just straight there.
Yeah.
Under red flag conditions, that one is.
Yeah.
That's when GoPros were allowed too.
Yeah, do you remember I used to have it on my shoulder, didn't I, the GoPro? And then didn't they stop that? I know we had it on our body at some point, and I think they
Yeah.
stopped the shoulder ones. Oh yeah, on the head. Philip!
Philip!
That was the day. Wasn't that the day I pitted him? Accidentally stuck him into the tire wall.
Yeah, but at least he didn't lose a wheel.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Talking about losing wheels, so Misa was another regular member of the team, and I do remember him once losing a wheel. And was that the same time that he ended up embedded in the tyre wall? I just remember seeing like his upper torso and arm hanging out of a tyre wall.
Yes, that was Buckmore going into the first corner that he didn't. Yeah, that's
Oh,
Bayford.
no, it's not.
That's Lakeside, is it?
No, you've been there for British touring cars, but we've never been there together for karting.
Brands. We've been there. Some of us.
No, we've done brand. You can see that in brands. But yeah, we've done
Silver.
we've done brands together.
Is it Fruxton?
Go on, Gaz. Yeah, Fruxton.
I've done Fruxton.
Ah,
It's good.
oh look, I've actually come second for once. Did I actually beat Gaz there?
Yeah.
Oh look,
Again, let's not talk about the time that Mirza beat us all.
Yeah,
got that trophy.
Mark had to buy a new helmet after that when he threw it down in frustration. Oh, the other one. Do you remember? We was in the briefing room one day at the back, and there was some lad at the front who I think thought he was Lewis Hamilton. He had a blue suit like me, but his helmet had little devil horns on it. And when they said to everyone about if anyone needed novice bibs, he turned round and he said, "Oh, don't be shy." Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Really cocky. And then so we didn't say anything. We just kept quiet and then just went out on track, wiped the floor with him. he wasn't that good at all. I seem to remember.
Walking away with his tail between his legs.
Yeah,
All the gear, no idea.
indeed. Bit of a battle there, Gaz.
I keep going. Hey.
Oh,
Just a love tap.
that was
Just
an
let me know,
interesting
is
one.
it?
I did love that chicane in the middle.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Oh, he steered into you then, didn't he?
He did, but I stuck my hand up, so I got away with it.
To be fair,
Horrible
most people
call.
don't really look when they turn.
There we go. Go on. Yes, look at that. See, use all the curb. Use all the curb.
Look, created a corner there, were you?
Hey,
Ah.
if you no longer go for the gap, you're no longer a racing driver. Get my own back. Look, there you go. That bit there is, I always loved that bit. Not so much this bit.
Can't remember what any of
But
these
this
corners
bit.
are called anymore.
Well, this is coming down towards Garda, isn't it? The top corner, I think the second one is called Henry's Bend now.
Oh, they changed it all. This was before they changed all the tyre walls, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, it's not red and white anymore. It's all blue and white. Yeah, it was owned by the Surtees family now, isn't it? So
What was that? How'd you spin out in a straight line?
Did you build your own karts?
Right, Mark, talk to us about your kart then.
Yeah, what did I do? I had bits and bobs playing about mixed over the years. I saw this for sale online, on free ads or something. So, you know what? I'll give that a go. But then I bought it before I realised that I can't actually pick it up. So I managed to contact a courier company, paid like 30 quid or whatever it was, and they sent it to me in bits of cardboard just sellotape together. It was a bloody mess when it got to me. Yeah, it had been crashed. That's why they sold it. Sold the thing off. Crashed. So the front end, the front left, I think, someone had done a really bad weld job on it. Most of the rest of the chassis was nice and straight, so I had my old Gilera Runner 50 scooter engine in the garage. So, you know what? I'm going to bolt that to it. Yeah, I just slowly bought bits for it, like the steering wheel. I found the wheels and tyres on a fly pitch site.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the only time
that
fly tipping was actually quite good. We recycled.
Yeah, that. And actually make out right behind my head the mini quad bike as well, one that almost caught fire in New Hive Industrial Estate.
What happened to the New Live Industrial Estate?
I took my mini quad to New Hive Industrial Estate to go around the roundabout, and we were just doing laps of the roundabout. And the security guy came out. Security guard came out from the local site, and I thought, oh, here we go, let's get lost. But he didn't. He just said, oh, it looks like fun. Just be careful. There's lorries going around. Oh yeah, no worries. And because of the exhaust I put on it was an aftermarket exhaust, to give me more power from eBay. It was touching the plastic fuel tank.
Oh wow!
It melted through the plastic, and all the fuel started pouring out the melted hole, and it just went all over the hot engine and exhaust pipe. So in an instant panic, I thought, oh, before it caught fire, I tipped it over so that all the fuel would dump out into the fuel tank. Yeah, that was a scary moment.
Yeah. Do you know what was an even more
After
scary
that,
moment?
I got rid of it, I think.
Do you know what was an even more scary moment? Was when you just fitted the brakes from your motorbike to the car, and you thought you'd try and test them out. So me and Gaz very kindly got down low, started pushing for you, then you hit the brake, and then that happened.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you went flying over the top of me and hit your head on the road.
Yeah, you tried to kill me.
Kelly Brook.
Intentional. I'm sorry. I'm still sorry to this day. You know, just so you know that.
Kelly Brook signed my nuts.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
We are in A&E.
Yeah.
What not to do?
Final question. What memorabilia can show us?
So Gaz, go on. This is going to be your exciting thing of the episode. What can you show us today?
On today's episode,
Wow.
I have Jeremy Clarkson, James May, and Richard Hammond's autograph on the Top Gear test track from Dunsfold Park.
And I mean, basically, at that kind of point when we was karting, you know, all of our weekends revolved around motorsport at some point. We was either karting or we was building cars in Mark's garage or the packing shed. And Top Gear was on of a Saturday evening, was it? Or a Friday night? I can't remember now. So
Sunday nights.
Sunday nights. And they were our heroes, weren't they? So to have that signed, I mean, that was major for you at the time, wasn't it, Gaz?
It certainly was.
Did you not apply to the show? But you had to go on a waiting list, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a big waiting list, yeah, and stuff like that.
You ended up working there anyway, didn't you? Doing the
I certainly
supercar
well
stuff.
did, yeah. I did some supercar instructing, yeah, Dunsfold Park.
What was the best supercar?
What? All right.
Or are they all tap? Should everyone just go out and buy a 4-cylinder Corsa?
By a 4-cylinder Corsa.
Oh,
No, they're all good. I drove the R8 V10. That was pretty good.
Wipes the floor with them, well, to about 120 mile an hour. And then to be fair, the R8 does rather get the advantage. I can't deny that.
McLaren 720S.
I can imagine them being quite good, actually. I feel like McLaren actually know what they're doing.
Skyline GTR.
Yeah, but they're not really Skylines anymore, are they? It's just a Nissan GTR now. With a
That's the reason why I
V6 in
said
it.
GTR.
Hmm.
But they're quick. They're good on launch control.
Okay. Well, I think.
Aerial Atom?
Yeah. Did you drove Aerial Atom, didn't you?
Yeah, I did for Lydden Hill. I spent 90 quid at the door to do an extended track time in the Aerial Atom, and I think I did 4 laps, and it was over within a heartbeat. So I felt ripped off.
You sure? Did you have the instructor telling you to slow down?
Yeah, he didn't let me change gear either. He said, put it in third as soon as you're on track and don't change it. Leave it in third. And I was like, why? Should just leave it in third. You won't need to change gear. So I was literally redlining it down the straights. So I need to change gear. But he wouldn't let me.
I like how Gaz was trying to slip in a picture of him. Gaz was just slipping in a picture of him and Lewis Hamilton there, but sort of showing more of himself than Lewis Hamilton, like as if Gaz is the.
Oh, right. Yeah. Just found out there's me in a Benetton F1 car.
The seat's pushing it all up to your head, mate. Your head's huge.
Yeah.
So I think we'll draw to a close here then. So next time we will talk about moving away from karting and going into building a track car. And how there's some quite interesting stuff about kind of the budget that ProDrive had and the budget that we have there. Oh yeah, Ed China. That most upset you, didn't it, Mark? Yeah, practically met your
Yeah, I'm
hero.
laughing at it. Yeah. Shame. Gareth met him, I haven't.
Who's
Is that
this?
Joe? What's his name?
Oh, Joe Pasquale.
Yep.
That's it.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I've asked the lovely questions to my three lovely friends. Till next time, see you later. Bye-bye.